A humbling defeat at the hands of the Atlanta Hawks. The Warriors get blown out on their home floor to drop to 2-1 on this 8-game homestand. 124-111 as Atlanta makes 15 threes and shoots nearly 40% from the perimeter. Too much Jalen Johnson, too much Dyson Daniels, too much Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And the Warriors will have to regroup Tuesday night against a team they haven't beaten all season, the Portland Trailblazers. As we welcome everybody to Toyota Warriors Postgame Live here at the Gay House in Thrive City. With the pride of Yale's indicated, a Hall of Famer, Chris Whelan. I am Bonte Hill, and Mully, we're watching down there. That Hawks team without Trae Young is very impressive. They now improved to 18-9 without Trae Young this season, and it all starts with Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, Jalen Johnson, big-time player. He's a budding superstar, not just an all-star. Incredible player. Point forward, makes everything happen for his Hawks team, but he's got great complementary talent around him. Nickeil Alexander-Walker had a great game, you said, Bonte. The kid Luke Kennard came off the bench and just killed it. We were down there, Bonte. The Warriors went on a 12-0 run, cut it to 2. Timeout Quinn Snyder, and the Hawks from that point on took over. In between the second and third quarters, the score was 67-50, minus 17. The fourth quarter was pretty much even. But that late second quarter into the third quarter, the Hawks just dominated.
The Warriors were not able to withstand the runs. Even though they were able to make their own, it just seemed as if the Hawks were able to dominate in so many ways. You had Luke Kennard putting on his best Chris Mullin. It was ridiculous. He could not miss from 3 in the third quarter and then continue to put shots up. And it was in front of hands. The Warriors were there. They were contesting, whether it was Jalen Johnson, Luke Kennard. It was the difference of who can hit shots tonight, and then, of course, the length and athleticism. The Warriors were struggling to make entry passes, get through gaps. It was just long, athletic, young. This has just been the storyline for a lot of the Warriors' opponents tonight.
No doubt about that. Let's take a look at that third quarter run, Zena, as the Warriors, as you mentioned, Malik, they couldn't get over the hump. It was 70-69. They used an 11-0 run to get back into the basketball game. But the Hawks in the frame on a 24-9 run, and Luke Kennard had his fingerprints all over it. 6 made threes off the bench, 22 points, 8 of 11. And the Hawks, they got out and ran. They played solid defense, and the way they recovered defensively, which led to fast break and wide open three-point shots, Bully.
And we talked a lot about this during the season, Bonte. And the Warriors have done a much better job as of late containing the ball. But tonight, all these wide open three-point shots will be on down screens, straight line drives to collapse the defense. And we mentioned this Atlanta Hawks team, number 1 in the league in assists. That ball's moving around. Look at all these wide open shots. No recovery time. Luke Kennard got 1 or 2 wide open ones, and then he got hot and was making contested threes.
And the Warriors kept making it easy for them. The Hawks average about 20 points per game off turnovers. They had 28 tonight. You can't allow the things that teams do really well for them to get hot on those categories. As you're talking about the assists, being able to hot the ball around, being able to get points off turnovers, being able to get more second chance points than they typically get, 16 to 13 for that category as well. It was just, again, Atlanta feeling really good. And I'm really impressed by them to be able to have as pretty huge of a trade as you possibly can have. Your leader in Trae Young be shipped out, bring in C.J. McCollum, who played really well tonight and fit in with this team really well, and they just were rolling tonight.
Yeah, and pre-game, we weren't allowed to say the word turnover, but when you lose the turnover battle 28-11, they're turnovers.
You probably should have said it.
minus 17, something the Warriors have been doing a much better job at, but tonight, caught back up to them. And I thought it was really, I think you'll look at the tape and see some unforced turnovers, but I really think it was the length, the deflections, the relentless defensive pressure at every position. This Hawks team is a really impressive team. They're young. They're connected both offensively and defensively. That trade has really unleashed a lot of these players, and not just the starters.
Yep.
That bench is feeling good. And I love the acquisition of C.J. McCollum and CRISPR. More shooters around Jalen Johnson.
Now, we mentioned this in our pregame show. 28 turnovers over the last 3 games. The Warriors are doing a much better job at taking care of the basketball. But, Zena, as you mentioned, the length, the athleticism of the Atlanta Hawks. Just 6 turnovers at the half for the Golden State Warriors 10 in the second half, and they made them count, as you mentioned, a minus 17 when it came to points off turnovers.
Yeah, one of the things that you watch with the Hawks, they do such a great job of making you think you're open. They play that three-quarters defense, put an armbar about you, and they'll wrap around, and then right at the last second, they will get into your passing lane, get into your vision, into your zone, and it just makes it very hard for you to get your passes in. The thing about it, the way that the Warriors like to run their motion offense, especially around the perimeter, they've got to get those bounce passes. They've got to be able to get the ball to the wing in order for the action to go. If you can't get into the wing, you don't have an offense. And that's where you saw a little bit of stagnation from the Warriors because they couldn't get their offense moving around the perimeter.
Yeah, and to me, we talk about athleticism and length and speed and quickness. It shows up to me. When you hear a lot of people talk about multiple efforts on defense, to me that means recovery time. Because as you said, Zena, players are going to get open. You're kind of reacting to everything. You're reacting to Steph Curry. But how can you recover from that move that you just got faked out upon? And this length, athletic Hawks team with a Kongwu in the back, protecting the rim, being physical. That guy Gay is a big-time athlete, so they have big-time confidence. They can get up and pressure the ball. If you beat them, their recovery time is tremendous to contest that two-point shot. And I think a big factor was they were able to play Jimmy Butler one-on-one and really make him beat them with contested twos. And so many times we saw Melton in the paint get blocked, and they were really just playing solid one-on-one defense, relying on their individual length, athleticism, and live with contested twos. In turn, I thought you saw an incredible defensive edge. And by the way, Steph Curry had a nice statistical line. Yeah. I thought Dyson Daniels, much like Draymond did to Giannis, the final outcome looks like a great game, but he had a heck of a defensive game tonight.
3 steals for Dyson Daniels tonight, and the Atlanta Hawks, as you mentioned, Mohamed Gay able to play straight up on Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler ended up with 30 points, but you didn't feel the impact because he played him straight up and took away everything else. But it all starts with Jalen Johnson. This young man averaged a triple-double in the month of December. Well, on the season, he's putting up triple-double numbers, just 2 assists shy of averaging a triple-double, and we see why, Zena. 23 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 block shots, controlling the paint. Look at this nice little move over Stephen Curry. He's got that in his arsenal. I see why the Hawks have headed the keys of the franchise to Jalen Johnson.
Bonte, you can tell when you're watching a star rising. They're so calm, they're so confident in what they do. Jalen Johnson was not phased at all. I mean, sure, Stephen Curry's on him. He has a little bit of a height advantage for sure, but whether it was that turnaround, whether it was in transition, making the right pass, the perfect dime to his shooters out in the corner, Luke Kennard was the beneficiary of amazing passes tonight from Jalen Johnson, who was just in control of this game from start to finish. Almost, once again, another almost triple-double, being able to have 11 rebounds and 6 assists. I mean, he is so impressive.
And 2 block shots.
And 2 block shots.
Okay, my favorite player in the league by far is Steph Curry. I have a new second favorite player, and it's Jalen Johnson. For all those reasons you stated, Zena. And not just the stats, his efficiency numbers, but I like the way he does it. Very quiet, unassuming, very poised, just great court demeanor. It's kind of got an old school feel to him out there, but there's nothing he can't do on that basketball floor. And much like Steph, he includes his teammates. He's very selective with his shooting. He gets into the paint, always looking to make the right play. But his athleticism and the way he gets up and down the floor, I mean, this guy's an impressive player. And now, when you see it up close and personal, it actually was pretty obvious why they made this move of Trae Young.
No, it was impressive to watch inside the chase center, no doubt about that. And then to kill Alexander Walker. Now, this is a sneaky move Atlanta made this past offseason that nobody's really discussing. Minnesota misses him. There's no doubt about it. He can hit the three-point shot. Didn't have much of an impact in the second half from the perimeter. 3 of 6 from 3 in the first half. Did most of his damage, but he's the perfect complement to Dyson Daniels, to Jalen Johnson. I'm very impressed with this Hawks roster, starting with Nickeil Alexander-Walker here, Zena.
Let's just be real. Some of these shots, watch these. There are hands in his face. He's being contested, whether he's side dribbling out of them or just being able to shoot over him. He has that shot. I mean, he has an ability to lock in and knock down shots. I can't even say it. I'm watching this and being amazed by the tape back. I mean, this is what he did in Minnesota. This is why Ant loved playing alongside him. While he was getting double teamed, he could pass it out to Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and you knew he was either going to knock it down or drive to the basket. Nice little baseline jumper, and that's exactly what he did tonight. This is why they started out so hot, was Jalen and knobbing Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Just being so efficient tonight. Both of them over 50% from the floor. And you just love the fact, again, Jalen Johnson had 0 turnovers.
Wow.
Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 1 turnover. Your big stars making big plays and being careful with the ball.
That's a great point, Z. Just 7 turnovers as a team for Atlanta. 9 turnovers as a team. But when your superstars don't turn the ball over, you get quality looks at quality shots.
No question. And Nickeil Alexander's had a great game tonight. You look at his numbers. That's pretty much what he's doing for the season. He's averaging about 20, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, almost 50% from the field, almost 40 from the 3. So that's kind of what he does every night. But what's impressive now is all these guys, they have 6 players in double figures. They get 32 assists. It's kind of the standard for them. This is not, none of these guys' numbers are this is kind of their average. But the fact that they can incorporate so many guys, 6 guys in double figures, 32 assists, just 7 turnovers. So I feel like at every position, they've got the mismatch. They feel fine about individual matchups, but they play a team game. So sometimes when you have those individual matchups in your advantage, the inclination is to go one-on-one. They do not do that. They share the basketball. I think Quinn Snyder is one of the best offensive coaches in this league. He has been for a long time. And I think this roster move that they made is perfect for him, incorporating so many different players. And they've got the perfect lineup because, most teams in this league play 5 out. They want to draw and kick. It's not good for every roster. If you want a tailored roster for spread, space, and pace, this Atlanta Hawks team's got it all.
Very impressive. And they're going to make a surge in the Eastern Conference while having the financial flexibility and trade capital to make another big move before the trade deadline. And with that said, let's go back inside the Chase and hear from Fitz and Buki as they recap this loss to the Atlanta Hawks.
Well, the NBA season, when you play 82 games, you're going to have nights where you just don't have it, and you're going to run into a team that is rolling. And right now, Atlanta had come in winning 4 out of 6. Excellent wins. They're beating New York, and they're beating Denver. They're beating Minnesota. And defensively, they're really putting on a show. They run into a Warrior team that has essentially their worst three-point shooting night of the season, and you get the result that you got. But I think for the Dubs, they had been playing well, winning 8 out of 11, but sometimes it happens.
And you just want to avoid reverting back. And these teams, like the Hawks are, the length, the speed, the pace that they play with, it can give you some problems at times, and that's what happened. Your shot quality wasn't as good. You weren't able to take care of the ball like you would like to, and some timely bad ones where the Hawks are going on runs. And, again, you said it, there's nights like this where the team is just playing extremely well. The Hawks just shot it so well. Luke Kennard, averaging 7 points a game, does what he does to you, knocking down threes, but your focus level wasn't all the way there.
Sure.
The Warriors are one of the best defensive teams in the league. You didn't see that tonight, and they paid the price.
And if you look at it, we're essentially at the halfway point. And so what do we know about this Warrior team? Steph and Jimmy are great. The depth on this team, particularly with DeAnthony Melton and Al Horford coming, is excellent. And then the barometer guys are Brandon Pajemski and Moses Moody. When they're rolling, Will Richard and others, the Warriors can be really good. You can beat the Lakers, and you can beat Denver, and you can beat San Antonio twice. But if it's all not functioning properly, you also can squander games and have one slip away.
Well, bright spots on the season, your bench has generally played really well. It's not just the points. Guys come in, a ton of energy. Guy Santos, DeAnthony Melton has been playing well. He's got his burst back. Jimmy Butler has been awesome. Super efficient, but diagnosing games, figuring out when to drive, when to kind of take over. He loves getting his teammates involved. He's so unselfish there. Steph Curry has been amazing. He's still been Steph Curry. You're just trying to figure out a way to just continue to stack games together. We've seen Warriors have 2 games in a row, 3 games in a row where they played well. Then they kind of take a step back, leave you scratching your head a little bit, revert back to some of the bad habits when it comes to not taking care of the ball, rushing at times. Warriors can get sped up at times pretty easily, and that's one of the things they've been talking about ad nauseum all throughout the season, dealing with a team like the Hawks, a team like the Blazers that play so fast, bring the pressure. The Raptors bring so much pressure. You have to take a beat. You have to take your time. I've been a broken record saying it. I'll keep saying it. Pump fake, ball fake high to throw it low, vice versa. Get inside, pivot, just take a beat. You have time, and you're going to need to take some time with these teams because they want to get you rushed and sped up. Warriors want to play so fast. That's their thing. They want to kind of create havoc and the beautiful chaos and all those things, but you have to stay organized. and you have to know where these balls are going, or else you can have a game like this where you turn the ball over, and there's going to be a lot of nights where you're not shooting it well. So you can't just rely on, okay, we're going to make shots tonight. No, the Warriors aren't that type of team. You have to take care of the ball. You need to get your rebounding up, crash rate up, defend at a high level, which the Warriors have for the most part all season, to win games.
Yeah, and really, Steve Kerr and the players have joked about it. They're not going to talk about turnovers. I will. When the Warriors commit fewer turnovers, they're 16-4. 16-4. I mean, and so when you're committing these type of turnovers that are careless or just giveaways or points off turnovers, that is preventing you from having a really good record. 16-4 when they commit fewer turnovers. It is that simple. So if you don't want to talk about it, you're ignoring kind of the elephant in the room for the season halfway mark. Now, Portland should not sweep the Warriors, yet they're 3-0 getting ready for Tuesday. So from a motivation standpoint, that would be trying to get the Blazers one time.
Getting back in transition, obviously taking care of the ball. We've talked about it, but you got to get back in transition against the team. They play so fast. Denny Avdia is a problem. Shaden Sharp. The athleticism is going to be on display. You got to get creative on the other side. Really make them work. Attack them.
Rebound the ball.
Rebound the ball. How do you handle team's pressure? Get aggressive. Go back door. See if they can make mistakes defensively.
Yeah, you want to make tonight a one-off, but at the midway point, which will be Tuesday against Portland, the Dubs, there are good things that make you encouraged, and then there's some ones where some of the issues are self-inflicted, and they need to start avoiding those.
A very similar team to the Atlanta Hawks, the Portland Trail Blazers, that is. We're going to hear from the chef, Stephen Curry, on the other side as we continue to roll here on Toyota Warriors Postgame Live.